Hello everybody, and welcome to possibly a new series. We did play through part of it. Not really played through, we got to the part where you name your character. Just to make sure it was interesting, because I don't want to waste time posting things to YouTube that aren't worth a damn. Fair warning to everybody watching. This is a furry game. There are anthropomorphic animals. They are animals that walk and talk like people.
If you don't care for furries, this is your cue to stop watching.
Run away. Don't spend your time bitching in the comments. Run away. Thank you. That's the end of my PSA. And now welcome to a game called Major Minor. It is a visual novel game, which means there's a lot of story. Probably not as much gameplay as there is story, but I'm a fan of a good story. And the story, from what we could tell from just the intro, which is all we played, was quite interesting. So let's get started.
Now, obviously, since this is a story game, we're going to be voicing characters. So with that, I'm Hoshi.
I am the Zambunny.
And we'll be your narrators for
Yay.
Major Minor.
I'm skipping through this because I've already read it. It's just telling me how to do controls. Where am I? Is this outer space? No, it absolutely can't be. I'd never survive in the void. I scan my surroundings. What I see should be an impossibility. A luminescent nebula gazes back at me. It twinkles, dancing across the sky. It's beautiful, but I'm not here to stargaze. As I take in this scenario, I notice some key things. My feet are not on solid ground, and I appear suspended. And for some reason, I'm able to hear and breathe. Those are two things you can't do in space. I count this as a blessing, and focus on breathing. There were exercises I could use to calm myself down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Before I can count any higher, though, I'm interrupted. At that moment, I realize I'm not here by myself. I feel a hand rest upon my shoulder, and I shiver. I expect to feel fear, but a rush of calm overtakes me. Hello, and welcome to the Ark. This is a very special place, you see. Only a select few are allowed to be here. This is a home to those touched by fate, imbued with a power most would call fiction. Others have come, but now it's your turn. First and foremost, I require a name. Something to enter in the annals of time. We must ensure that you aren't forgotten. Now, we got to this part earlier, and we had to cut it because we misunderstood how the names work. My wife and I decided, because space and time seem to be involved with this, and to just make her happy, we are naming it after one of the doctors from the series Doctor Who. We're naming it after the actor, not the actual doctor, obviously, because he doesn't really have a name.
Well, he has a name, but no one knows his name.
No, they all know the question. They don't know his name. So, we're going with the 10th Doctor, because I believe that's her... No, your favorite's Smith, isn't it?
No, Tennant is my favorite.
Okay, look, I pay attention. Look at that. David. David, It has a nice ring to it. I'm sure you'll be remembered. My name, you ask? I'm afraid that's not important. No one will remember me after this. Your presence here portends a grand fate. Not just for you, but for the universe too. That is the purpose of those who come here. To that end, what else do they call you? Your surname is just as important, and out of curiosity, I must know. Let's put in this name. Oh, hey. There we go. Everyone enjoying that clicking? Alright. There we go. David Tennant, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
Oh, yes.
I hate myself for this.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I'm not a fan of Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's just because you try to apply real-world physics to Doctor Who. It doesn't work.
Anyway, David Tennant, Very well. The pleasure is mine. In giving me your name, the deed is done. Your service to me and the Ark is pledged. But that's a little presumptuous. You just asked me my fucking name. I didn't sign a contract. Fuck you.
But words are power, and naming something's power.
I guess. But do not worry, you're not a slave. Your service rewards you with a power, something that most would kill to achieve.
Ominous.
Others must bend to the rules of the world, but for you, the opposite rings true. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. When you make a choice, reality will bend. Your every whim will fall to your lap. The universe now accommodates you. This is the power granted to you by the Ark. This is the power granted to you by me.
So you're God.
Oh, it appears that you're fading away. Do you long to return to Earth? I understand. There is fear in the unknown. I will find you again soon, and perhaps then we can talk a little more. Don't be scared, David. I mean no harm.
Aha.
Would you like to save your game?
Yes.
Sure, why not? This was made in RPG Maker. I can tell. I feel a rush of speed as I'm... Oh no, this is David now. I feel a rush of speed as I'm shot back into my body. It's almost as if my spirit momentarily left me. Who was that man? And just what was the Ark? I scratch my head in a state of sheer confusion. It definitely wasn't a dream. I know that for sure. When you wake up from a dream, you know it wasn't real. You laugh it off, continue with your life. That's not the sensation I was feeling right now. I tried to ground myself in reality, to take in my surroundings, the noises, the people. I focus on my destination, Tokyo, Japan. I feel myself calm down, slowly but surely. The anxiety starts to replace itself with excitement. Though, many would argue what the difference is. Who didn't dream of going to Tokyo in their lifetime? It had to be on the bucket list of millions of people.
Including mine.
Yeah. And it was the first of many places I'd visit, on what would surely be the best year of my life. I sit there holding the armrest with a fierce grip. It wouldn't be long until I figured out how wrong I was. Oh shit. Chapter 1. The Calm Before the Storm. So that's a ferret. That's a mouse. I tried my best to maintain my composure. A can of Pop Star held firmly in my grasp. I wasn't one to drink energy drinks so leisurely, but I picked up what you might call an addiction. I don't blame you. For a little bit more context, I'll say this. Pop Star was the leading brand of energy drink. In fact, it was the most popular soda. It had full endorsement from a famous pop idol. A contest was held to coincide with this idol's new tour. 2 special cans were then thrown into the wild. Those that found them got to travel with the tour. I got a golden ticket. Almost almost like a golden ticket from old childhood stories. I can write stories too. The contest made the drink skyrocket into popularity. It took the world by storm, a cultural phenomenon. The chance to live a life of luxury was hard to pass up. In case you didn't know, the name of the idol was Clace? Clace? Klaus?
Yeah,
Clace? We'll say Clace. That's a weird name. So when I say I picked up something of an addiction, that might actually be the understatement of the year. The odds of winning were literally in the billions, so it took a fair amount of chugging in order to win. You've got a heart problem at this point.
Yep.
I ask myself if it was worth it, but that's subjective. At least that's what I told myself in between jitters. Being one of the lucky 2 came with its consequences.
Having a bad heart condition.
Yeah, no shit. Got high blood pressure at this point. That's what the media called the prospective winners. Before I can continue thinking, I'm interrupted. Someone walking down the aisle has a nasty fall. They brace their descent and land on the seat beside me. That takes a special kind of skill, doesn't it? He quickly rises to his feet, wearing a look of panic. Oh my gosh! I'm so sorry! That's what he looks like to me. He looks like he talks like that. Please forgive me. Or should I make him sound extra flamboyant? Does that look flamboyant to you?
A little bit.
I nod my head. It's not the end of the world. Aside from a minor frighten, minor, everything is fine. Although maybe we could talk to pass the time. It was starting to get boring sitting by myself. Do you want to do a flamboyant guy?
No.
No? First time on the train. Don't know what came over me. Just got dizzy and then bam. Sounds like someone has a case of vertigo. I apologize again. Sorry for I know how to English good. I'm trying to settle on the voice. Sorry for intruding. I really am. I tried explaining to him that everything is fine, but he seems to think he's committed an awful crime. Beep. Your choices will affect the way you are treated. Before he can respond, however, an alarm sounds loudly. They can also change the flow of the story. The train comes to a screeching halt.
Remember, it's not possible to please everyone.
So don't try to play Switzerland. So pick some people that we want to befriend.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to befriend very colorful, highly saturated squirrel? Before he can respond, however, an alarm sounds loudly. The train comes to a screeching halt. Mechanical failure? That's not good. Oh no, what was that? Are we going to die? Huh?
Your voice for him bothers me.
I can't help but snicker at that. I'm going to change voices for him until I find a good one. I'm still thinking. I can't help but snicker at that. He's clearly one of those catastrophic thinkers. A conch? What? Good thing I brought a conch! Now I can be in power if we're stranded. That's a SpongeBob joke. That is a SpongeBob joke! Why? He goes to rummage through his bag. A bit of a bookworm, too, isn't he? I decide to just sit back and wait it out. In situations like this, there was nothing else to do. I try and think of how I could pass the time. It might be a while until we're mobile again. I can't use my phone for anything other than texts. The data charges while abroad were a death sentence. But everybody back home would already be asleep. There was quite the time difference at play here. My phone vibrates and I go to look at it, almost as if I knew I was thinking about it. As if it knew I was thinking about it. It's Rock, the man I'm meeting at the train station. Oh, Rook. Yeah. Are you almost here? I can't wait all day, you know. He's wondering where I am, and I'm not sure what to say. Should I play it cool or let him know we've stalled? Well, why would you not tell him that the train's fucked?
Yeah.
You don't just... Rook didn't like your response. What the fuck
Well, of course
you.
he didn't.
Okay, so Rook's the ferret.
Mm-hmm.
I chose to be honest with him. Wouldn't want to get things off to a bad start. Gah! Uncertainty. My least favorite thing to hear. Very well. I think I'm going to make the ferret sound like booky. Like bookish. But somehow I feel that's exactly what happened. His reply signals a feeling of discontent. But there was nothing I could do. And of course, I was truthful. I could rest easy. I noticed that the squirrel was also eagerly texting away. I put my phone back in my pocket as I reclined in my seat. I wasn't exactly sure how Rook was related to Clace, but he had to be pretty high up there. I was only given concrete details last week. I thought there'd be limos and media coverage, but I was quickly told that this wasn't the case. I was getting picked up by a regular guy named Rook. I wonder if he would go full-on cliché, with a large piece of cardboard that says David. Oh god, I still don't know what the fuck to name him. Or how to make him sound. What about a hippie sounding? Oh man, I really hope we'll be okay. My train rides are usually incident-free, man. Usually. But he said that this was his first time. He seems to contradict himself without realizing it. Well, as fun as awkward silences are, we should probably get to know each other. Just in case we're stuck here forever. He does not look like he has a voice that deep.
No. Much higher.
Oh, how fun that would be. You can call me Keela! Okay, so that music says he's flamboyant.
Yep.
You can call me Keela. I'm here to see some friends. What about you? What brings you to Tokyo? It's nice to meet another English speaker. I only speak Japanese at preschool level. I'm about to answer, but I stopped myself short. I have flashbacks to when I signed that NDA. Non-disclosure agreement. Meaning he's not allowed to talk about what he's doing.
Yep.
I wasn't allowed to publicly reveal why I was here. At least, not until the media made it official. But then again, what harm could it do? It'd likely never find itself back to me.
Sure, it wouldn't. In a game where all your choices are leading up to an end, sure, why not? Plus, Keela could be impressed with who I really am. A friend would be a great thing to have while abroad.
Should I tell him or keep it secret for now?
I'd keep it secret.
Don't break the NDA?
Yeah.
We're gonna be mysterious.
Sorry, I can't say why I'm here. I decided to stick to my morals and not break the NDA. It was probably for the best. Who wants a lawsuit? If I did let out my secret, and word got back to Rook, well, I'm sure they'd be held to pay. Oh, you can't say? That's cool, I guess. I'm just here to visit my brother. Nothing to hide on my end, really. I thought he said he was here to meet friends. Now he's here to meet his brother. That seems odd. Nothing to hide, huh? I feel bad that I can't tell him. He clearly realizes that I'm hiding something. I'm still really excited. It's my first time in Tokyo. Gotta hit up all the maid cafes. Oh god, he's an otaku. Of course. Typical tourist. What about you? Would you ever go to a maid cafe? I've heard they're just the best. Maid cafes? Those are much like restaurants in Western culture. However, your waitress actually stays at your table. You converse with them, play games, get to know them. It was definitely a foreign concept to me. How do I respond to Keela? Yeah, No. It would make me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I would be uncomfortable with someone just standing there while I tried to eat my fucking food.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. I've heard that they scare foreigners. Or at least, they judge without trying. You shouldn't knock stuff before doing it. Who knows, you might end up liking it. Before I can continue talking, the train moves again, and the passengers are shaken up by the sudden movement. Keela beams a wide smile, as if this was a major victory. Wow, I was scared for nothing. That didn't really last long at all. I hope he has fun wandering around those maid cafes. They may not be my thing, but he sure seems excited. Personally, I was more excited to meet Rook. I wonder what he'd look like. More importantly, I wonder how he'd treat me. He certainly seems like an interesting guy. For a moment, I'm glad I didn't break my NDA. I don't think I would have been able to face him if I did. I find it odd that I'm analyzing my previous actions. As if I could have changed what I said and what I did. Perhaps it was because of that weird vision I had. I can control my own destiny or something like that. What a ridiculous thing to comprehend. If I could control my destiny, I wouldn't be here. I'd probably be off somewhere living a life of luxury. But there's no use thinking like that, so I stop. At that moment, a pain attacks my chest. More pain than I've ever felt before. It pulses through my increasingly fast heartbeat. I go to clutch my gut instinctively, only to find that I can't move. Everyone around me seems to have frozen in place. I start to panic. I go to focus on my breathing like before, but I can't breathe either. I sense someone behind me, and then I feel it, that hand on my shoulder again. Oh, hello again. The pain fades away and I gasp loudly for air. Is there something about his touch? I think he breaks you out of time. Terribly sorry for earlier. Our meeting seems to have been cut short. Perhaps you desired to return to Earth. After all, the universe bends to you now. Am I that frightening? Either way, I sense conflict within you. You think what happened earlier was a dream. Yet now your dream stands before you. I am real. The Ark is real. And the power that you have, well, yes, it's real too. I am not here to lecture you anymore. Your words and actions are your own, as is the power I have given you. However, you will be asked to help me. You are not receiving this power for free, but I will let you run free for today. When I see you again, tonight, I will tell you everything. And then, your journey will begin. Would you like to save your game? Yes, and we will also end that episode here.
because I heard my timer go off.
Yes. Yes, it did.
Okay, so no female characters for you just yet. I know from screenshots there are female characters.
Okay.
I think the pop star is a female.
Probably.
From what I can tell, because I remember seeing a screenshot of a lady in like a red, like, Broadway-looking
Yeah,
dress.
let's not give any spoilers, just in case.
Okay. Anyway, so that is Major Minor. I think I will continue this as a series because I like story games like this, and I like games that have choices that, you know, bend the game to certain directions. So, until next time, bye guys.
Bye!
Bye.